Before I begin this video, let me just say that I called the Pro Wrestling Illustrated Pro Wrestling Insider by accident. That's not the case, guys. It is Pro Wrestling Illustrated. God, I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. I come back and already I make a mistake. Jesus. Anyway, enjoy the video. What's going on, guys? It's the 90s Baby Gamer, and I'm back. Yes, that's right. It's been about 9 months, maybe even more, since I've made another video, and I was thinking about making a separate video explaining why, saying I'm sorry, and all this other stuff, but I just decided, let me just get straight into the topic that I'm gonna do, right? And maybe in the beginning of the video, I'll explain to you guys what's been going on. Alright, so if you've been watching my channel, you may recall a video where I was talking about, getting a certain job and, basically to pay the bills and how my YouTube time may be shortened. That happened when I actually left my other job and got a job with an MMA news website. Yes, that's right. I am a mixed martial arts journalist, and I have been for some time now. I started being a mixed martial arts journalist in 2010, got away from it in 2011 after a bit, came back a few years later, and now it's a full-time deal where I do news reports, basically update social media, and it's been an absolute blast. And I've had this job since December, so pretty much haven't had much time to do the YouTube stuff, but I missed it, and that's why I'm coming back to it. I still have that job, and it's wonderful. It's awesome. It's going to be a year when it hits December, and we're already in September. How crazy that is. But yeah, I've just been having a blast with that job, but something told me to just get back into YouTube because honestly I miss talking about wrestling, and there are some things that you need to know that have changed when it comes to how I view wrestling. In the past I kept doing videos strictly about WWE, or at least mostly about WWE. I did a couple of TNA videos, and of course since then TNA has turned into GFW, but outside of that I didn't really talk about it. Let me tell you about a promotion that I am all in on right now that I have not mentioned before on this channel, I don't believe, and if I did, it was probably just in passing. But that promotion is New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's right, New Japan Pro Wrestling is my favorite wrestling organization today. To me, they just do everything by the book, everything to a T. All their storylines make sense. All their matches is because that they led into that match. It's not, there are no random title changes. No, there's build up to this. The champions have credibility, and that's a big reason why I ended up going to New Japan. Now, I'm gonna make this a separate video for another day, but when I started watching New Japan, it was in the midst of the Best of the Super Juniors, and Jinder Mahal had just won the WWE title. That is a separate video for a separate day. I'll tell you guys how I signed up for New Japan World and I unsubscribed from the network. Oh, it was just a bunch of craziness, but this video isn't to bash the WWE, rather this video is to talk about basically Pro Wrestling Insider's top 500 wrestlers list, and everybody's been talking about it. It's how Kazuchika Okada, I believe, became the first Japanese wrestler to hit the #1 spot on their top 500 list of wrestlers, and I think that is, it's incredible in a sense where it's a milestone, I would say, I guess, for Japanese wrestlers. However, when you think about it, this is just someone else's opinion, guys. Even if probably there was a team who compiled this list, but at the end of the day, it is really just another person's opinion. And I don't understand why people get so riled up on it. People are saying, oh, I don't see too much complaints about Okada being #1, to be honest with you. However, I've seen complaints such as, oh, Kenny Omega's #5. How could Roman Reigns be ahead of him? Look, Kenny Omega would be #2 on my list, and Roman Reigns wouldn't be in the top 5, but that's someone else's opinion, and I'm not going to rag on that person for just having an opinion. Now, I did just tell you guys that Kenny Omega would be #2 on my list, so who would be #1 on my list? That would be Kazuchika Okada. I do agree. I think Kazuchika Okada is the best wrestler in the world, period. I mean, he's the best wrestler in New Japan, obviously, but I think he's just the best wrestler all around. And for those of you who really don't get it, who really don't understand why Kazuchika Okada is so good or what makes him so good, it's just his in-ring work. His timing is impeccable. His timing really can't be matched. I mean, I would say Ishii, Tomohiro Ishii, who's also in New Japan, his timing is also just absolutely top notch. But Kazuchika Okada, he has the best drop kick you have ever seen. If you thought Randy Orton's drop kick was beautiful, he has competition, and that competition is in Kazuchika Okada. And I think Kazuchika Okada hasn't beaten by a mile, which is saying a lot because Randy Orton's drop kick is also top notch. But obviously, it's more than just a dropkick. You see, Kazuchika Okada has developed a reputation of having a great match with pretty much anyone. I'll give you an example. Cody Rhodes has been heavily criticized by the IWC. Now, Cody's having great success on the indie circuit, and I'm a fan of Cody. I'm a fan of what he's doing. Current ROH champion as of this video, and he's killing it right now to me. But a lot of people are not impressed with his in-ring work since leaving WWE. Now, I will say this to back the fans up just a little bit here. I do think Cody Rhodes has too many WWE tendencies where he just looks at the crowd and tries to rile them up. That I will say, and that I'll criticize Cody for. However, Cody's pretty much someone who is really good with the ROH style. A lot of people think he just doesn't fit in New Japan because he can't deliver the same quality of matches that a Tetsuya Naito can deliver, that a Tomohiro Ishii can deliver, that even a Goto can deliver, and certainly not that an Okada can deliver. Well, he recently fought Okada for the IWGP Championship at the G1 special in Long Beach back in June, and they put on a really quality match. I thought it was a great match through and through. And Kazuchika Okada made it work. Same thing with Bad Luck Fale. If you don't know who Bad Luck Fale is, Bad Luck Fale, I think he's about 6'6" or 6'7", and he's a pretty big guy. Now, we're not talking about like the most massive girth you've ever seen. He's just a pretty big, sizable guy. So his agility, his movement isn't going to be the best in the world. Yet still, Kazuchika Okada made it work. He defended his title against Bad Luck Fale, and it ended up being a really good match. Now, not to harp on Orton here, but if you were to compare the two, and I've seen a lot of comparisons between Okada and Orton, the difference is Okada can have a great match with pretty much anyone. Randy Orton can't. Randy Orton couldn't even gel with Sheamus at a time. Do you remember there was a period a few years ago where he fought Sheamus, and there were some of the most boring matches you've ever seen? I mean, the crowd was doing the wave in a Randy Orton match where there's two former WWE champions. That should not happen. I mean, part of it's also WWE's fault for telling the fans that the in-ring product doesn't matter over the years. However, yeah, those series of matches were boring. Same thing with Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal and Orton had some really terrible matches, and I'm not letting Shinsuke Nakamura off the hook either. That was a garbage match he had with Mahal at SummerSlam. But I think the top of the top, the best of the best, the cream of the crop should be able to have great matches with pretty much anyone. And when I think about it, man, some of Orton's best matches have been against guys who were just great, like Christian. Christian was fantastic in the ring, and someone like a Randy Orton, you know, really needs someone else to gel with. And that's not really to harp on Orton either. Some guys just need that, and I think Orton's place in the Hall of Fame, no doubt about it. I think Orton is one of the greatest wrestlers to ever enter the ring still. But if we're talking about today and we're comparing superstars, I think, to me at least, there's no doubt about it that Kazuchika Okada is number one. Now, do you agree with that or do you disagree? Let me know in the comment section below who your number one is. Hell, let me get your top 5 or top 10, top 15 list. Let us know in the comment section below. Alright guys, take care. Until the next one, 90s Baby Gamer